Eden of Eden of the East was... Fuck, I can't do this. No, I can do this. I can do this. Eden of the East was produced by Production IG, a Japanese company. Fuck, I can't do it without looking at it because I feel like I'm gonna fuck up. Eden of the East was produced by...
4 years. 4 years is a very long time. You want to know the weirdest part about 4 years? Of me reviewing anime for 4 years? It might not have happened. So sit back and let me tell you a story. As I get comfy in this chair. First of all, before I start, my throat's starting to go, mainly because I think I'm coming on with a cold. And second of all, I just spent the last 2 hours recording review number 100. So if my throat goes by the end of this video, I apologize. But I have water. And oh, that tastes so good. Anyway, so I figured I might as well... I don't know if I've ever iterated this story to begin with, but figured that I would reiterate this story for those who haven't heard it anyway. And that is the story of how I started this kind of shindig, this reviewing in front of a camera thing, and how I almost stopped, actually. Maybe I should just keep this in my hand. So it started, actually, in November of 2008. In November, that was the time when I got the idea of starting reviews, and I just got a new computer, and I decided, hey, why don't I try this thing? I mean, I got a bunch of extra money. I'm working sort of full-time now. I'm on my year off after high school. Why not? I can do this. So I looked around, got a good camera, and the camera showed up at the beginning of December 2008. And I wanted to start using it right away, but couldn't quite because, unfortunately, by the time I actually got the camera and got things that I wanted to do, that December, that's when the Christmas rush started happening in the store, because I was a meat clerk at a grocery store in Newfoundland at the time. So the Christmas rush happened, and then Christmas itself happened, so I had family gatherings and so on and so forth. So I wasn't able to actually have the time to do it. But then January rolled around. January 2009, and I started to write my first script. My first thing that I wanted to do, and I was like, okay, what's a good thing to get started? And I was like, well, maybe I should just talk about what I've been watching recently. And so I wrote up a script for the first 3 episodes of an anime called Kurosetsuji, which you might know by its English title, Black Butler. Wrote up the script. I filmed the thing twice. The first time as sort of a test run, just to make sure I got the camera and everything set up, and then the second time as the actual thing. And it wasn't until after I filmed the second one that I realized I preferred the location that I filmed the first one in, because I actually did 2 separate locations in the apartment I was in, but I didn't keep the footage for that, and that taught me a lesson to always keep my footage if possible. But anyway, that's a side tangent rant. Anyway, and I filmed this review, edited it together, and put it up on YouTube at the time. So this was late January 2009 by the time this happened. And it was actually fairly well received. I had, I think by the end of the first week, some odd 50 views or something. I was getting some good search hits off the fact that it was a review for Black Butler, and all the fangirls were going, oh my god, Sebastian! And things like that. And that turned out really well, and it got me motivated. I was just like, I could do this. I had 50 views. I had 50 people. I had like 20 subscribers at the time on YouTube. And I was like, I have 20 people that hit a button saying they want to follow me. That's insane. 20 people. That's like the size of a classroom in high school. I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. So I was motivated. And so I sat there and I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do now? So I gotta do something. I gotta do something entertaining. I gotta make it fun. I need to make a funny video. I wanted to make a video that I myself would want to watch. And so I picked out the thing that was so hilariously bad, it would end up doing most of the work for me. And that was a show called Project Ice. You may have heard of it. You may have seen it. You may have seen my review on it. Speaking of, so the Project Ice, I decided to do it. I spent 2 weeks. And in these 2 weeks, I wrote the whole script, I filmed it, and I edited it. and I was very proud of it. Like during that first week of the 2 weeks was when I was writing it, and like I would spend my time at work just like wrapping, I don't know, freaking steaks and ground beef and organizing things in a giant ass walk-in fridge and freezer and stuff. And I would just be like reiterating the review in my head, coming up with jokes, remembering the show, just thinking things of what I wanted to do. Caramel Down Sand? Yes! Yes! God, yes! At the time, that seemed like a very good idea. Notice how I haven't done that since, but whatever. So I spent a week writing the script. I was confident. I went back to the original location that I wanted to film at for the first review, recorded the review, thought it was very good, edited it together, thought it was the best thing I had ever edited. Because I had edited things before. I did the review previous to it, and then I spent a good number of years making very crappy AMVs on Windows Movie Maker. Don't watch them if you ever find them, for the love of God, because they all suck, except for the one that got me an award. But that's a different story. I'll explain that one some other time. Anyway, so I edited the Ice review, and I was happy. I was like immensely happy. I was like, I am so proud of this video. People are going to love it. Throw it up on YouTube? No one watched it. It's to be expected, actually. Because think about it. If you're looking around on YouTube, you're not going to click on a video for a review of something you've never even heard of. And I should have thought of that, but I didn't. I thought, hey, I'm an anime reviewer now. People will come and watch this review on something or other. It seemed like a pretty good idea to me at the time. And yeah, no one watched it. And that was kind of a big hit for me. Like a really big hit, mainly because I had all this motivation, and then I lost it because I spent 2 weeks working my heart out on this one review, and then no one watched it. Nobody cared. Which saddens me. But you live and learn, right? So, what followed was about 3 or 4 months, about 3 months at least, where I didn't do anything. I was so unmotivated to do reviews. I thought I was no good. Ice is clinking around in my glass. I apologize for that. So for 3 months, I did nothing. And then, at the end of these 3 months, I just finished watching a show. I was in that kind of, weird state when you finish a show and you're just like, oh, God, that was so good. What the hell am I going to do now? I was in that state, and I was just kind of spinning around in my chair. And then I noticed something that was leaning up against the wall near the door. And that was that camera, which you are currently seeing out of, on top of its tripod. And I looked at it, and I realized I spent $800 on that camera. Kind of a lot of money, even for me at the time. Like, I know I was working, and I had the money to pay for it, but still a lot of money for something I did 2 videos of and then stopped. So I felt bad. I felt really bad. I was like, oh, that's such a waste of money. And so I was like, okay. Try this thing one more time and go from there. So I sat there for a couple of minutes. I was like, okay, so what am I going to review? Ice didn't work, obviously. So maybe I should do something a little more recent. Maybe something more people have seen. And so I thought, what better than to review the very anime that I just finished watching, Eden of the East. So I spent a few days, wrote a script, and I was filming it. I wasn't really into it. I was just like, what if they don't like me? What if they think I'm no good? I just don't think I can take that kind of rejection. But I filmed it. I edited it together. I didn't think it was too half bad. I thought it was a pretty good video, and I released it onto YouTube, and it was well received. It received more views in its first week than either of the reviews previous to it. And I thought, hey, maybe I do have something here. I just need to pick my anime correctly. And so, in less than a week after Eden of the East went up, I released a review on Death Note. And the following week, another review. And then another. And then another. I went through Hibernate Renmei. I went through Final Fantasy Unlimited. I did Strain at the time. I did Chorus. I did one version of Tsukihime that I totally scrapped and then did again later on. And then my life started to get better. Not that it was particularly bad at the time, but I was kind of in a slump because I was a year off between high school and university. I didn't know if I was going to get into university. I had applied, but I didn't know if I was going to get in. And I did. I got in. And then that September, I moved into my first residence. And then I spent a year, well, not really a year, but like a whole school year, making reviews. That was a good year. Made some of my favorite reviews at the time. Helped start the Desu Brigade. And I did a lot of good. And none of that would have happened if I didn't look at my camera and think, wow, it's a real waste of money. And I'm still using it. Though I feel like my production value has gone up since my original videos, where everything looked like crap in my old residence, and even my second residence, which was in a different location. I believe that my lighting for the room was complete crap, relying on room lighting, which was the stupidest idea ever. Not that my lighting now is much better because of just the room I'm in. There was only so much you can do with so little funds. But I do my best. And I've kept my camera, mainly because I haven't had the money to replace it. I've replaced my desktop, but I haven't replaced this camera. I mean to. I'd like to get a DSLR, but until then, this camera will do me fine. But it just kind of boggles my mind just how easily it would have been not to be doing any of this. Like, seriously. I did 2 videos. I did a few more, and then people seemed to watch me, and that was cool. And then I was on helping out with the Desu Brigade for a while. Spent actually the majority of my reviewing career over there, and this past summer I decided to go back to YouTube. Started releasing my videos with another. Another was a good one. Changed my reviewing style there again. And then continued on. Didn't do much the fall because of school, and then a couple other reviews. Sword Art Online, Evangelion, Cowboy Bebop. Now review number 100, which originally I had actually planned for September. I originally planned the review 100 would be out in September because I wanted a review week of awesome to precede it. So reviews 96, 97, 98, and 99 would be Monday through Thursday of the review week of awesome. And then Friday would be review 100. But that fell through, mainly because I switched my reviewing style and I'm no longer in a position where I could do those kind of reviews so quickly. But I'm just kind of really thankful that it happened. It's just been something that I've really enjoyed doing and not something I plan to quit anytime soon. I will quit when I am no longer able to, either because I'm dead, I don't have the time, and by that I mean I need to physically use my time to instead get a full-time job so I can live and eat rather than make these silly internet videos, or when no one watches me anymore, which I don't think will happen, but you never know. Though as long as one person watches me, I plan to continue doing this. For however long that happens to be. Maybe I'll continue doing it till I'm 30, maybe 40. Maybe I'll be like Grumpy G-san. Start reviewing continue to review anime when I'm like retired. That'd be something, wouldn't it? Then look back on these videos and think how dumb I was, and how silly I was, how bad my camera work was, how bad my lighting was, how bad my scripts and my reviews were. That'll be an interesting time. And hopefully you're there with me. Some of you. Maybe not all. Maybe you'll get tired. Maybe after watching this video, you'll hit unsubscribe and never watch a video of mine again. That could be. Can't stop you if you do. And so, with any luck, this coming Monday, I can't see the day. Monday the 15th, April 15th, will be the day that I release Glass Reflection Video 100. I almost said review, but it's not actually review 100. But it sort of is, mainly because it's the 100th Glass Reflection video. The numbers, however, also include things like the top lists. I've included those in a number. So this is the 100th Glass Reflection video. The official ones. No vlogs, no let's plays, no quick reflections, no anything else except the reviews and the top lists and anything with the Glass Reflection logo in the front of it. Or the 2 videos I described before I came up with Glass Reflection. Because Glass Reflection I came up with for the Eden of the East review, but I didn't have that for the Ice or the... Or maybe I did. I can't remember. I thought of it at some point in time. But that's a long time. 4 years. 4 years. Well, more, 4.5. It was 4 years in January. 4 years. 3 websites and 100 videos. Well, more than that. Because then you can include vlogs and let's plays and quick reflections and Pocky spots and cameos. And man, I've been around for a while. Hopefully when school's done in the next couple of weeks, I can get more focused on reviewing, though. Until then, my backlog is always good, mainly because a lot of it has never been on YouTube, and those of you who don't go to my website for whatever reason, it's fine if you don't, you get to see something new when my backlog goes up. And the only confusing bit happens when I upload a backlog from like 2010, and then people are like, hey, this is a new video, right? And I'm like, no, it's from 2010. Don't you read the little title card I put in front of it that says originally released? Don't you read the little description at the bottom? I'm ranting now because some people don't take the hint, but it happens, and I just gotta live with it, I suppose. But I like rambling. It's good fun. Probably continue to do so. Just like I will, doing more reviews on more things I want to talk about. More Potakus I want to sit in on and talk with people on. More conventions to go to. I plan on going to a convention, at least one, this year. It'll be Anime North, and we'll see how that goes. But, yeah. Here's to 4 more years and another 100 videos. Stay frosty, everyone.